And now, can we move, we're going to move now on. Okay, and it's now my honor and privilege to introduce to you the recipient of today's award, Sister Lucy Grigoriadis, a woman of visionary dreams and widespread aspirations, whose life service to the Greek community in Toronto exemplifies her passion for the empowerment of abused Greek women. Lucy, a valuable member of our chapter here in Toronto, whom I'm proud to call a dear friend, is the founder of Greek Orthodox Social Services at Toronto, an organization that has assisted and supported countless Greek women in need. She is a member of the Ministry of Community and Social Services and Counseling and the Violence Against Women program. She was board member of the Family Services of Toronto. She was elected president of the Greek Orthodox Philoptochos of the Diocese of Toronto and has been treasurer of the Metamorphosis Greek Orthodox School. She is the founder and executive director of Kleronomia Hellenic Folklore in Canada. She was selected by the federal government to represent the Greek Canadian women in an international convention for women issues in Beijing, China. Lucy holds a BS in pre-dental program from New York University in New York and an honors diploma in social services and early childhood education from Seneca College. She has been recognized countless times for her services to society at the local and national level and has received numerous awards. I will mention only a few. Commemorative Medal of the 150th anniversary of the Canadian Confederation presented by the then Prime Minister of Canada, Brian Mulroney, for her services in culture and education. The Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, the Fred Cardinal Award of Metropolitan Toronto, the Women of Diaspora Medal from the Council of Hellenes Abroad, the SEGA Award from the Toronto Ahepa family, and SEGA stands for Celebrate Excellence in Greek Achievement. And after this kind of short list, actually Lucy was telling me so many things I couldn't even write them down. I would like to call our Grand President, Sister Celia Kaczmarski, to do the honor and present the award to Sister Lucy.
Thank you, District Governor Xanthe. I want to thank you so much for inviting me to participate in your International Women's Day celebration. These past 2 days have been very special opportunities to celebrate the accomplishments of women throughout Europe, Greece, the United States, and Canada. We have so much to be proud of. These have been unprecedented times for the Daughters of Penelope, but through adversity, we have stayed united and committed to our goals in new and innovative ways. Sister Lucy, we first met many years ago at a district conference for the District 23 Ahepa family. That afternoon, you were previewing a film about domestic violence that indicated, sadly, that we are not immune to such catastrophic events in our Greek communities. You have given a life of service, and I commend you for your constant dedication. Our world is often being challenged, but from challenge comes change. So let's all choose to challenge. We must recognize the achievements of women, raise awareness against bias, and take action for equality. Congratulations, Sister Lucy, on this well-deserved recognition and for your service not only to the Daughters of Penelope, but to the Greek community as a whole, as the founder of Greek Orthodox Family Services. I salute you and I toast you on this celebration for International Women's Day. And I believe that District Governor Xanthe has something that she's going to be sending to you on behalf of the district to recognize your celebration.
I have a beautiful membership pin. I can see it. This is very nice. And this is for our sister Lucy, with all our love, okay, and respect and admiration. So, Sister Lucy.
Okay. Thank you, the District Governor, Dr. Xanthe Vafopoulou. Thank you so much, my friend. That's how I would call you. Thank you, Xanthe. And also the Grand President, Vasilia Kaczmarski. Thank you so much for your nice words. And yes, I remember when I met you first. Dear dignitaries, sisters, colleagues, and friends, we have here, I have to say, Father Charidimos from All Saints Church, Mr. Volonakis, who is a director of the social services right now. And of course, I'm very honored to see Sheila Nayak. She's a lady from the MSCC, the Ministry of Community and Social Services, who never stops from answering questions to us and helping our social services just on her own wonderfully. I thank you, Sheila, for being with us today. And of course, I have to say welcome to my brother who comes from Chicago and my beautiful son, an adopted son from Sweden, that he is here today. So
wow. Wow.
I thank everyone. I don't know how many are from outside, but that's who I address right now. It is a pleasure to be sharing this evening with you on this International Women's Day. I can't say anything more from what it is said before. First of all, from Dr. Xanthe, and secondly, from that wonderful speaker, Jane Conte. Congratulations on everything to both of you. You're teaching us. You're being the itheas, puer when que mas voithun. Thank you. So, I feel as you all are honoring me, every one of you. This day gives each of us the opportunity to reflect on the accomplishments of the amazing women throughout history, but also challenges us to identify the work that still needs to be done. Women around the world still face great challenges, whether it is gender inequality, pay inequity, or simply not having the power and the opportunity to determine their development and their own futures. Women, whether they are mothers, aunts, or friends, have always supported and have been role models to their younger girls. And in my case, that woman was my mother. My journey in social work started very early in my life. I was born in Thessaloniki in 1932 to parents who were loving and educated. My father was a veterinarian in the Greek army, and I lost him. He was assassinated during the war, 44 years of age, in 1944. At that time, my mother was only 33 years old and was left a widow with two children, me 13 years old and my brother 11, and my dad's parents that lived with us, Papu and Yaya. Even though times were very hard, my mom registered us to Scouts and Girl Guides. After I completed my levels at the age of 16, I took leadership training with the Girl Guides in Athens. When I returned, I volunteered at the AHEPA hospital in Thessaloniki. It was still the beginning of that hospital, and worked in shifts, taking care of young wounded soldiers in the post-surgery ward. And at that time, when they were coming out of surgery, it was only ether, and you could hardly stay in the ward. My mother remained the gold standard of a woman who empowered herself to stand up to all difficulties, to take care of her family, while always remaining positive and strong in her faith to God. Fast forward to 1970 in Toronto, where my husband Emile and I came with our 3 children. My love of community organizing was formed in the church in the parish of All Saints. I continued to Seneca College, where I graduated with an honors degree in social work and early childhood education. Ever since those early days, I have had a long and active involvement in Philoptochos, working alongside with my sisters in Christ, developing purpose and belonging, and turning our faith into action. My appointment as National President of Canada enabled me to visit every single chapter across the country and communicate issues of family violence and wife assault. In 1984, I spearheaded the establishment of the Greek Orthodox Social Services and Counseling Wife Assault Program, using funding from the provincial government, the MSCC, where Sheila is responsible, the Diocese of Toronto. I'm very proud of the work we have done, our staff together, for the issue of the wife assault throughout the years, and I will highlight just a few. We did numerous informative educational workshops with speakers of medical, of medicine, of lawyers, mental health workers, and also colleagues from other agencies to present their view of the VAW program and in our society. We did a poster campaign on violence against women and also produced an award-winning video on wife assault called Literacy, Freedom, directed by Maria Daskalos, which we send across Canada as an important promotional tool to raise awareness of violence in the home. The video showed that no culture or socioeconomic strata is immune to abuse, and the video not only confronts battery, but also provides constructive avenues and choices for both the abused and the abuser. I have had the privilege of helping women on the front lines with their crises and issues, as well as being a board member of many agencies in Toronto and Ontario involved in information sharing, brochures, seminars, posters, etc. Some situations, particularly those involving trauma and violence, can only be dealt with trained professionals. In counseling, it takes time to establish trust so someone will open up and talk about their feelings. Over time, we can see changes. There is the empowerment. This individual begins to regain self-confidence to take care of herself and her family, and most of all, to be able to decide by herself, for herself. We might, rather we don't, offer solutions, but we can give them choices to help them with their own choice, encouragement to conquer new heights in their lives. We can suggest more education to help them learn to have patience and constructive and positive thoughts, to get involved, to have security in self, and create goals with faith in self and faith in God. All take time and patience. We try to work towards the betterment of the life of an abused woman. We provide more information services to the families where the constant abuse affects the children, as we listen to the past histories of the now adult children to what they have witnessed in their growing years, how they were affected in their today's life. We are providing service to humanity and to in this troubled society. From a very young age, I would read, collect, and store articles and cut up newspaper articles and write-ups from the community history to events which have to do with young women all the way up to seniors. Now here I am a senior myself, and I can relate to what they go through those articles that I can relate to all those articles that they are saying. Whether it is about health, mental health problems, loneliness, loss of loved ones, and especially loss of relationships. We all can relate to that. This is the third generation. Our common humanity gives us the power to counsel and encourage every young and old person with our enthusiasm and the belief for life, our faith, compassion, and show them love overflowing from our words, nothing negative. When I talk about love, really, it's not the love of tra-la-la. It is hard work. It is part of your eyes that touch and talk. Make eye contact, smile. Chances are they will smile back, and smiles are always contagious. Today offers an opportunity to all of us to explore ways to help and support each other through kindness and compassion, to help empower women, families, and friends, and raise their self-confidence and well-being. So, where do we go from here? How can we continue to make the DOP organization lift and empower women and assist them in their time of need? We have the young maids, we have the Sons of Pericles, we have young people that we can work with. Indeed, during the current pandemic, we have seen an increase in domestic violence with women and children unable to seek refuge. Our communities need to keep spreading awareness of this problem and must all remember that we have capacity to help and be role models to the next generation. And as I said, we have the maids and the sons. In closing, remember that in order to help others, we must first help and be secure ourselves. Start each day with a positive thought, a smile, and a grateful and thankful heart. I want to thank you also for this opportunity to speak to you today. And I really, with all my heart, I accept this award, which when I do, I never think that I am worth it. There are so many others that are doing my job or they work like myself. So I thank you so very, very much for recognizing this. And I thank you for today, International Women's Day. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sister Lucy, well deserved. You are a role model for empowering women in need. Thank you.